This discovery Madison found in this magical river of creativity filled her head with ideas. Ideas which had been pushed into the background and where they remained until now. Before she could think more about it, 4 figures crossed the road and walked towards her. She recognized them as they appeared from the middle of a crowd. In this crowd was Ling. They were slightly older versions of her neighbors and walked up to her smiling and joking amongst themselves. Madison finally got the chance to talk to them about things she'd always wanted to ask. These musicians Madison thought she had met before were actually living in her imagination. They were there wherever she needed them. These agents of change and the others with whom they surrounded themselves. There's a thin line, she learned, between reality and imagination, and now, here were these musicians in front of her. She listened to and learned from everything they had to say. Their main piece of advice was to keep things simple, how overthinking leads nowhere except to the waiting arms of confusion, how trying to be too clever only trips you up, and how to always, always, always listen to what your heart is saying. Always, always, always. They looked behind and nodded to someone standing behind them. Like Bob over here, who wrote all those years ago, they explained. Don't follow leaders and watch your parking meters. Bob nodded and smiled to himself. Madison now knew what their music was saying and what she was saying through her songs, and the importance of people coming together and forming strong bonds of friendship. This is how teamwork starts. Their songs told Madison how this world they sang about had always been here. It was a world for everyone to enjoy, if they wanted to. Their songs talked about how this world and everything in it lived in one's imagination, but how only few visited this place these days. This special place that had held the past and present and lives in all of us. It's a place seldom visited and often forgotten. Instead of questioning and worrying, Madison was now embracing everything without fear and thinking if everything was possible. When she looked around, her neighbors had crossed the road and were starting to fade away. We have work to do, and so do you, they said as they waved goodbye to her. We need to go back to where we belong. You belong here. We're here anytime you need us. She heard new music filling her head again. Her songs and those of her new friends about all you need is love. How to let it be and imagine. That in the end, the love you take is equal to the love you make. How there is no end. That darkness doesn't last all evening and all things must pass. It all made perfect sense in an obla-dee, obla-da, goo-goo-ka-choop way. Maybe this is how life was meant to be. Undefinable, and where one can be anyone and be anywhere we want to be if we keep listening to what's within. Self-confidence, self-reliance, trust, honesty, and all the answers to move forward. Madison finally knew what everything had been leading to and what she had to do next. Do you?